And I'll fly until the end of the sky. So I'll be the one who doesn't have to say goodbye.
Hello guys, I'm Brony Shoutouts with this My Little Midi Grimdark reading called You Want to Play? It is 24 minutes and 13 seconds long. When you say you want to play, where? In the bedroom?
Seriously?
Sorry, Upper Bloom. I am absolutely sorry. I will, yeah, play with Fluttershy in the bed. Alright, that's Molestia. Get out of the way. Push you aside. Go. Push. Go away. Right, let's get this reaction started in 3, 2, 1, go. I think this intro needs updating. Right. Hush now, quiet now.
When Anna was a baby,
we're talking about Hush now, quiet now. It's the music.
The air and catch her. She'd giggle and squeal each time she was airborne. The feeling of the warm summer sun and air caressing her made her happy.
Oh yeah?
Then one day, her mother missed.
Anna was trying to drink my drink
sure
there.
just how
I wasn't expecting that.
it was. Though she grew to have her
Okay, that sounded like a
suspicions.
neck.
She knew that everything got dark
cracking,
suddenly.
breaking.
And when she woke up, she hurt all over.
Who?
She cried, and nobody came. They never came.
Is it Fluttershy?
As she wept, she heard it. From the darkness, a small soft voice hummed a little tune.
How many?
It was peaceful and somehow wrapped itself about her
Children
and
of the Night.
comforted her. The pain she felt melted away, and from that point on, she was never without it.
Who?
When Anna got a little older and learned to talk, she learned what it called itself. Derpy.
Derpy?
The years drug on in the small
Derpy?
trailer on the edge of Humansville. The longer they dragged, the taller Anna grew. Her dark brown hair was often uneven due to the haircut she had to give herself.
Make me feel uneasy.
Her pale
I can't see
skin
who
and
it
light
is.
blue eyes gave
it
her a
Derpy?
slightly ghostly appearance that caused the other children to shy away from her and give her the nickname Haint.
Haint.
In truth,
Tom
the only
Haint.
ones who hung out with her were the voice in the dark and her younger brother, Ryan. Ryan was 4 years old and her opposite in almost every way.
Yeah.
His light blonde curly hair sat mounded on the top of his head. Somehow he had a rosy complexion, even though Anna never really saw him eat anything at dinner. And cherry blue eyes filled with the light
That's
at
bad
his
if
cheek.
he's not.
When he wasn't
if he's
tagging
not
along
eating.
with Anna, he plopped himself in front of the TV for hours on end, watching cartoons
TV?
to his heart's content.
Alternative universe.
Anna loved Ryan, even if she preferred to be alone in her room, and the sounds of the voices that lived in those moments when nobody was home.
Who?
She'd lie on her bed and close her eyes, and speak quietly to her friend Derpy, who would share secrets with her and would warn her against certain courses of action. When she was 6, she had told Anna not to hang out with Jarvis Peterson, who was heading to the creek to go frog gigging. That day, he stepped on a hollow log into a beehive
The music
and was stung to death.
suddenly changed a
On
bit.
that day, she knew never to doubt the advice of Derpy, but also decided
Derpy
to not
gave
let anyone know
advice
that
then.
she existed, especially her mother. She would just get mad, and when she got mad, it was hard for Anna
She
to
got
sit down
really
for a good
mad.
while. One day, after her mother had been particularly cross with Anna, she found herself in front of the TV with Ryan. Her backside and shoulders ached fiercely.
Is it Anna?
As she leaned forward
It sounds like
on
Annie.
the couch.
What are you watching?
My Little Pony. It's funny.
My.
I've never heard of it. And it looks new. When did we start getting this in?
She asked, knowing the TV only got 3 stations on a good day.
3 stations?
Ryan shrugged and continued giggling
when was
at
this?
the show. Yet,
It sounds
as
like
he giggled,
special
something
TV
about
back
the
in
show
the UK.
seemed unusual.
Before there was like
It
only
wasn't
channels
just
1
that
to
it
3 or
was
1 to 4.
unusually clear. It was the fact that it almost seemed lifelike. The more she watched, the closer she crept toward the TV. The happy characters
TV
and
is
bright colors
possessing
filled
you.
her with the sense of wonder
Ish.
she did not know she was missing.
Don't look
That-
too close.
What? Whoa, what?
You heard me. This isn't something you should be watching. Well, he's watching it. Why can't I?
Derpy fell silent as the front door to the trailer swung
Oh.
open, and her mother, a skinny, pock-faced woman, strode in with 2 paper bags in her arms.
Hank, don't just sit there, damn it. Get the rest or I'll tan your ass again.
Oh dear.
Anna muttered to herself as she went out to the
That
small car
is- I remember
and
when
grabbed
he,
as much as a little girl could.
That's
and
basically
brought
the
it into
TV
trailer.
film. Technically.
After a
the TV
couple of
film.
trips, the task was done, even if Anna muttered the entire time.
Yeah.
Why doesn't Brian ever have to do anything?
What did you say?
Who? What? Who?
Nothing. Just going to watch the TV.
Her mother grunted indecipherably as Anna sat back down in front of the TV.
Watching My Little Pony.
You're lucky. She loves you.
Who?
Ryan ignored her and continued to giggle at the show.
Is the
The ponies
voices
bounded about
is the
on
voices
screen,
coming from the
sang
TV?
songs and got into antics. Anna felt like she could get used to the show as she leaned forward, paying closer attention to it.
You gotta be careful, he
For the
doesn't suck
better
you
part
in.
of 6 episodes, she leaned forward and watched with ever-growing interest, eventually moving from the couch to the floor in front of the TV.
Yeah.
Don't get too close to the screen.
You might hurt your
Anna
eyes.
rolled her eyes.
Or what? I'll go blind? No. You're being weird, Derpy.
She said.
Is
leaning
that
back
why
into the
Derpy is
coffee
cross-eyed?
table.
Because she went too close
She
to the
winced
TV?
as she made contact with it. When Anna finally got used to the feeling, she closed her eyes and sighed.
It's just a cartoon. Nothing bad happens with cartoons.
The words left
You'd
her
be
mouth and
surprised
echoed
on
through
many
the air.
cartoons.
Anna closed her eyes and
Nothing
listened
go
to
bad
the
in
fleeting
cartoons,
sounds
just
of
watch
silence
some
that echoed
other
throughout the
cartoons,
small
like adult
trailer.
cartoons.
It was as if all the sound in the world had vanished in an instant and had been replaced with the low audible ringing as her ears tried to find something,
You think?
anything to focus on. When she tried to open her eyes, Derpy implored her to keep them shut, as a foul stench slowly wound its way up her nose and throughout the room.
Anna, there's something possessing the
Anna's
TV.
pulse quickened, and she bit her lower lip, afraid to open her eyes, but afraid to keep them shut.
Oh, that's a dilemma, isn't it?
After what felt like hours, Anna opened her eyes and tilted her head
Open up your
forward.
eyes.
When she did, her gaze locked with the gazes of her brother, who was now in front of her, and the 2 ponies on the TV screen. She quirked her brow as she stared into their gazes. She shifted uncomfortably on the floor to the left, and then to the
Best
right as the
friend.
3 continued to track her every movement.
Don't move.
Anna broke into a panicked sweat
What-
as she continued to stare at the trio. Her
Trio?
heart beating wildly in her chest as they
Right.
continued to stare. Finally, in a low, unearthly voice, they spoke in unison the word meat.
Meat. Meat.
Anna shrieked and bolted from the TV.
Mom! Mom!
Hank, what the hell are you screaming for?
Anna quickly explained what had happened in the living room. That
Meat.
Ryan was acting creepy in front of the TV and doing whatever the characters on the show
I have to
would do.
say this. It reminds me of a
Her
Doctor
mom
Who
cocked her
episode.
head back questioningly.
Who's Ryan?
My brother.
Girl, you ain't got a brother.
What?
You never had one.
Her mother lit her menthol.
Yes, I do. He's right over.
She
There?
turned and pointed at where he was standing. If her eyes could have widened more than
He
they
got
would
sucked
have,
into the TV,
her
didn't he?
hand trembled as she pointed
He
at the
became
nothing
the
that was there.
part of the show, was he?
Shit, girl, you ain't even got the TV on. You just stare at that damn thing like it's on.
Replied her mother as she took a drag.
What?
But he was there.
She can watch
You
the TV
calling
show.
me a liar?
Oh.
I swear to God, he was there.
Don't you go bringing God into this, you little brat.
Don't speak like that, you
who then
little,
grabbed Anna by her arm and dragged her off to her room.
Stop, please.
She begged as she was left by her bed.
Something's really wrong here.
I don't have time for
Whoa,
you
whoa,
and your
whoa,
brand of
whoa.
crazy.
Some of the colours are changing on the
Your little rant just cost you
ponies.
dinner, ain't? Now you sitting here with your belly empty and you think about what you and your lion did.
Scolded her mother as she closed the door behind her.
Whoa, she's a bitch!
Anna laid on the floor and cried. It wasn't just because her body hurt, or because her mother had yelled at her, but mostly
I don't think the mother can actually see
for 4 years
that the TV's
she had
on,
lived
but
with that tiny ball of smiles and joy. During that time, even though he never got
the
in
mum
trouble,
can't see the
he
TV's
had
on,
been the
but the
one
kid
nice
can see the
person
TV's
in
on.
her life.
So
she curled up into a ball and wailed into her clutched fists.
is she in danger?
When the voice returned, and with it, a kind breeze that dried her eyes.
I'm so sorry, Anna. I didn't know I could do that. I didn't know your mom was still that way.
Is that Apple
I
Bloom?
never saw. It's not your fault. Some days I wish you would have killed me.
What?
Don't wish that. It's my fault. I'm not strong enough to really keep you safe the way I should. I keep hoping that at some point I'll
Oh, my gosh, it reminds me of a Dr. Colstein's in the maze.
kindness than you've been given.
The soft, warm breeze was combined with the soft sense of summer, much like those Anna had known when she was a baby. The sensations washed over her.
They call me Hate. No, you're Anna, and if I can, I'll do whatever I might to keep them
name's
away
Hate.
from you.
Anna sniffled and slowly sat
Anna.
upright.
Not
Why
Annie.
are they? Why me?
You're special.
Predators, the darkness, pick whatever you want to call them. They live in the hopes and fears of children everywhere. They like to play games
Children
with them,
of the
pretend to
night.
do whatever it is they want most. Then when they get hungry enough, they come for whoever it is that crossed their path.
Maybe I should just let them eat me. Not being here can't be that bad.
No,
No.
I won't let them. I may not be a match for your mom, but these things don't deserve you.
Anna sighed as she stood and looked out the window at the late afternoon sun.
This is a
The
trap,
sky
isn't
was
it?
orange
It's a trap.
and tinged with purples and blues
Or is she
as the sun
already
began
dead?
to sink over the horizon.
I'm tired.
She said
Tired.
flatly.
Get some rest. I'll let you know when to move.
Move? Move where? Or change the scene? Gone black? Whoa, we've gone
The
black.
sounds of moaning and creaking woke Anna in the dim night. Tyler was here, and apparently there was nothing else to do. Anna sighed as she stared up at the ceiling. Physically, she didn't ache anymore, though her heart felt hollow.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Someone's up.
She missed Ryan, even if he wasn't real, and sighed again sadly.
Ryan was a
as the
fidget
mist
of
began to
her
grow
imagination.
around her eyes.
Anna, are you awake?
Yeah.
I'm
Need to
awake.
hide. It's here. Quick, under the bed.
What's here?
Don't
What's
move.
here? What's here? Monster.
Anna did as she
Monster
was told
under the bed.
and slid under the small bed. Once there, she felt what could only be described as a warm wrap around her. Yet no sooner did she feel that warmth that she heard the soft stomping of hooves along the carpet in
It's
the
a creepy
living room,
hooves.
making their way to her bedroom
Oh, whoa, whoa,
door.
whoa, 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 what is
She
that?
curled up into a ball and watched her door slowly open as four pink
that
hooves
Twilight?
slowly trekked about her tiny
Or is it
room.
Pinkie Pie?
Gosh, you sure are a good hider. I bet I'm going to have to work super duper hard to find
Pinkie
you.
Pie?
Said the unnaturally
Pinkie Pie?
happy voice.
Stay quiet and don't move.
Anna watched as the pink pony stalked about. Her hair reminded her of Ryan's, only pink. The pony even had a puffy tail and 3 happy balloons on its rear flank. A part of her thought it was silly that she was hiding from
That's a
such a
creepy
character.
Pinkie Pie.
Yet deep down, she knew she had to listen to Derpy.
Come out, wherever you are!
The strange pink pony sang out as it hopped out of the room.
Uh,
Anna heard the words.
Pinkie Pie's
but they
gonna murder you,
contradicted
is
with
that
the feeling
correct?
she could sense from her. It was angry, hungry, and growing rapidly impatient.
was this Pinkie Pie's idea all
The
along?
pink pony with the
After
picture
all,
of
she could break the
balloons
fourth
on
wall
her
and all that.
flank did not like this game. The pink pony did not like hunting her prey.
Who is that? Pinkie Pie, now stay quiet.
Stay quiet.
Who wants a party? Pinkie Pie style. We'll have cupcakes and balloons and music, and Twilight Sparkle will be there. So will Fluttershy, Rarity, Rainbow Dash, Applejack, and of course, yours truly. It will be the bestest, most funnest time, just for you.
Yeah, bloody
Said Pinkie Pie,
cupcakes.
entering the room
Or
again.
bloody cupcakes.
Anna slowly crawled backwards until her feet touched the wall behind her, while watching the pink toon hooves pace back and forth.
Did she come through the
Anna
TV?
covered her mouth. She then held her breath when the hooves stopped directly in front of her position.
You're starting to really piss me off.
Oh,
Pinkie
Pinkie
growled
Pie.
under her breath, dropping her nice act as she turned around and around, trying
I
to
know it
think
sounds
of
wrong, but I
where
want to
she
see the
might
full
be.
picture of Pinkie Pie.
Anna slowly began to inch
That sounds
her
dangerous,
way
but
along the
yeah.
wall. Her foot barely scraped against it, yet in the dark of the room, it may as well have been as loud as a cannon.
Quiet.
Pinkie Cannon.
Keep moving like that, she'll find you.
Anna looked up
How'd you hide
and
away
saw
from
that
her though?
somehow Pinkie Pie had disappeared. Cautiously, Anna crawled
you must be
away
on
from
pinks
the wall
now.
to see where the pink pony was at. Moonlight flooded the room from the window, making it easier to see and watch. But as Anna looked about, the pink pony was nowhere to be found.
Don't move.
Oh,
Squealed Pinkie
Yep,
as her
right behind
face
you.
flooded the space underneath the bed.
found you!
It smiled sweetly. Anna bit her tongue. The coppery taste of blood filled her mouth as she tried not to scream. Her heart leapt into her throat as she did her best
Go away,
to hold
Pinkie
her
Pie, we
breath,
don't need you.
but failed poorly at it as the face stared at her. Gazing into the pink pony's friendly open eyes,
I'm gonna
she
kill
saw
you.
dark things. Black things swimming underneath the colorful creation. It was a face of happiness and warmth, masking pure evil.
Yeah, just look at
Anna
the bloody
could feel
blood.
the
That gives you a
hunger
game
pouring
away,
off
doesn't it?
From it. It wanted her badly.
She wants to kill
For
you
a
badly.
moment, she and the smiling Pinkie stared directly at each other. Positive
when you see
she was
Pinkie Pie
spotted,
smile,
and
a
it was
very
all
big
over.
smile, run.
But after a moment,
Just
Pinkie
run.
broke away and started to visually do a sweep across the bed.
Don't move.
Pinkie frowned angrily as she looked,
Don't move.
grinding her teeth in frustration, while a low guttural growl emerged. Anna could only guess as what she would do.
I think it's too
if
late
Pinkie
for her,
caught
though.
her.
She's
They
trapped.
were visible to her for now, but already it felt like
any
a swarm
person
of
is
angry
trapped.
bees were inside her head, while sweat began to drip all over her
Because
body.
as Pinkie Pie's gonna break the fourth
Whatever
wall.
Derpy was doing to hide from her, it wasn't going to last much longer.
No,
You're not like the other ones, are you?
no.
You're different, but I can feel it in the air tonight. Your little friend can't keep you hidden forever.
Anna closed her eyes as her mind raced.
What?
Her mind raced, trying to find a solution.
What
Yet
solution?
the only thing she could think of was Ryan. He was the only thing that had been worth living for in that crummy trailer. The one happy thing in her life that she could see and feel. And now,
And
it was gone.
Ryan is real.
Why bother?
What?
What are you doing? Don't go! Don't leave me! I can keep you safe! I promise.
asked Derpy, her voice sounding weak.
She wants to
Come
make
out, you little shit. I promise. It'll be a blast.
Pinkie Pie.
If I come out, I need to ask you something, but you have to promise not to eat me, at least not right off. What are you doing?
She's gonna
I
quit.
never said I would.
She's gonna quit suicide. That's what
Fine,
she's gonna
come
do.
out. This is getting super boring anyway.
Anna slowly crawled out from under the bed and looked at the small pink pony. She knelt in front of it so that they were at eye level.
You're shorter than I would have thought.
You're exactly the height I knew you would be. So, ask
Yeah.
your question. I've got a super party planned, and you're kind of delaying it. It's not very nice.
Where
Party of the Dead.
were you, Ryan, all this time?
Pinkie Pie smirked.
What?
Of course I was, silly. We were playing house. You weren't so good at it, so I decided instead of being the daddy, I'd be the little brother. I didn't think it would take 4 years to get
And
to
now
this
Pinkie
point,
Pie
but
can change
here we are,
forms.
finally.
What?
And you thought I was playing hide and seek?
No, but you kids do love your games. They were super ultra fun for you, so I make it one. You should have heard the
Pinkie
last
Pie,
one
you
say
don't
with
find
delight
your
or fear or
fake
whatever it
creepy
was when I found
pony.
you.
I don't want to swear,
Anna
but
began
yeah, you're
to
creepy.
tear up.
But, Ryan,
An illusion. I knew you loved him, but he was me in disguise. I'm really good at disguises. One time I made myself look
Pinkie, how
like
could
Fluttershy.
you?
It was super amazing. But right now, you're stalling, and I'm looking to throw the best party ever.
Anna, let me wrap
Now
it
get-
up
oh, come
one
on now,
more
please.
time. I could do it for long enough for you to get out of this trailer. You have a chance to...
Listening to your little friend, huh?
Huh? Huh?
What?
Oh, we've known about her for years. Healing wounds, comforting the weak, showing kindness, but never accomplishing anything. She didn't
Wait!
even know I was Ryan, and certainly didn't keep your mom from treating you like
Don't
crap.
speak Derpy like
Anna
that.
sighed and idly tapped the ground with her foot. She was right. What good would it be to stay alive if she had to live with this?
Pinkie, what would it take for you to forget about this? What are you doing?
Forget about what? The guest of honor?
Well, what if I could give you 2 guests of honor instead of just me?
Pinkie blinked
She's
as a
gonna
small
quit,
stream of drool
suicide,
slowly leaked
ain't
out
she?
of the side of her
She's
mouth.
gonna kill herself.
Are you trying to get me to owe you something?
Yes.
In the next room, my mom and Tyler are doing whatever it is they do. If I give you them, I want you to spare me, bring back Ryan, and make sure I never have to worry about this ever again.
Yeah.
You ask for too much, little girl, succulent as they are.
Oh, shut up,
Fine.
Pinkie Pie.
Then any bullies with me too.
Bullies?
Bullies, killers, rapists, whoever it is that's out there.
Rapist.
I...
Nice.
We can eat practically freely, and you just want your life spared to me to pretend I'm your brother?
Think of it as playing house.
Pinkie Pie covered her mouth. Her eyes
That
turned
sounded
into
like
a
Apple
deep
Bloom there.
shade of black as she gazed at her for a long time.
Long time.
Pinkie Pie's eyes grew even darker as her smile grew unnaturally wider as she extended
She's
her
turning
hoof.
into Pinkamania.
Paint?
Oh,
You have
whoa,
yourself a deed.
Pinkie Pie shaking there.
It wasn't long before the creaking and moaning from the other room turned into panicked and terrified screams. The screams didn't last long,
No.
nor did Anna expect them to.
No. What?
She sighed as she slowly stood up and went to the kitchen to make herself a peanut butter sandwich and enjoy the quiet night air.
What?
Anna, why'd you do that? They're just gonna keep eating. There are people in this world that don't deserve any kindness at all. My mother was one of them.
You just
Anna
murdered your
grabbed the
mum?
milk and poured it into a tall glass, and much like her new and old shadow friend, enjoyed her late dinner.
Wait. What? What? She just murdered her mum. What? Did I hear that correctly? Oh, whoa, what? Oh dear, how are we going to explain this? And I thought she was going to quit suicide, but at the end of the day, I believe what happened is she murdered her mum because maybe her mum was so mean to her and she wanted revenge and all. Kill the mum because she was a bitch. Technically, she was a bitch, but killing is not the way. But Pinkie Pie, how could you? That was messed up. And if I saw Pinkie coming down the street or Pinkie Pie coming in my house, I was like, get the fuck out, because I never know what you're gonna do. That's the thing about Grimdark and having Pinkie Pie as a character. Part of your mind said, oh, it's Pinkie Pie, I like her, and then part of you saying, do you really want to trust Pinkie Pie, because you never know how she'd want to change. If you understand my way of thinking, that is messed up. I think, like I said, she quit murder. Ryan wasn't real. Ryan was actually Pinkie Pie, and I thought, how can Pinkie Pie change it into another pony or human? Because I'm expecting this is a hello. I think Pinkie Pie turned into human. I'm surprised she didn't get lower heartstrings. I'm surprised she didn't use lower heart. I'm surprised she didn't get lower heartstrings with hands. Sorry, Apple Bloom. I really am. Not the scariest story I've listened to before, but one of those messed up stories. What's a messed up story? Find out on Halloween, because I got a cracker for you to get scared over. And this is messed up, but wait till Halloween and find out. Well, hope you like this reaction or more reaction videos I do, and I will see you next time. Oh, yes.
And I'll fly until the